Red. Man in the wilderness. We are say, man, and keep it real and honest. All right, so here it is. We still come back on the topic. I'm going to show the right Honorable Portia Simpson Miller. I'm going to show Portia Simpson Miller when she and Dr. Peter Phillips rescue Jamaica. I'm going to show you the thing them where them put in place. What Andrew run with it. I don't matter about prosperity and everything. And it's so bad because nobody not really show these things, as I said before. You know, like the PMP, you know, like the PR machine, them just love it. So this guy get up Andrew and with the minions, them so disrespectful that they get up and this a stalwart of a woman. Like, you know, Portia Simpson Miller. And it's wrong. It's wrong. May I show you say them did destroy Jamaica from 2007 to 2012 when she come in. And you're hearing her budget speech. One was she put in a place to make the place, you know, start run again. Can them destroy everything, you know? All this Bruce Colin and Holness, the whole of them destroyed the place. No joke. And it show me off because this guy seems to go black out the people them place. The later I'll show you a partition too. I mean, I'll show you I'm respectful, but I'll show you some things I'm do. But no, you know, the introduction, it's so, you know, it's shocking around the world to see what them do and the lies what them continue to tell. That never show Portia Simpson Miller. I'm why he listen for your budget. You know, 6 hours like Andrew. But most of the thing what Andrew talk about are where Portia Simpson Miller did put in place a blueprint. He's really the best baby father for ideas. You hear about the roads, the school, and the things they must do in a 2015 budget. 2015, 2016. So all him do is run with something, yeah, and you know, give the woman credit. You hear about Jamaica, they destroy by them. And all them have to build back the place through IMF and everything. For see these leeches turn round and this Portia Simpson Miller and PJ Patterson, it bad. Me hear somebody just text me and tell me it's a nasty thinking crab. Run out, him big and dunce and full too, you know. Come here, crush him too, you know. And I say, oh, them put businessman, bossy with the tank, in life in a danger because him buy tank. Him there, see the businessman have to invoice. Remember the invoice book, if you have 100 pages in it numbered. So that businessman, what matter about businessman, that is not a businessman, that is a liar and crab. If crab, you even dance him, we are going to burn you and show you say you're nastiness too. Because him have page 11, 14, and him go right back one again, them write it. That business place will show up that. And if crab double down, that's why I say him shouldn't be no minister of finance. Remember, that's all dirty criminal anyway. Minister of National Security, our Deputy Prime Minister. Can that be a fool for going to ask that? Him not have no sense. So I want to see the brethren send it to me because I want to rub him out later and ask to grab him. No good none at all. You're not them bad for Jamaica. And a joke me I make. Him is the next one where he might draw down Jamaica bad, you know. Wicked, you know. Yeah? So me here say me going to ask it because him that be a big, them educated fool and big and don't, you know. The guy have people write 2 different things, 2 different receipts that him show, you know. You can't change the number upon that and one you get. One not paid and one not paid. And I mean I know ever put it out and him never see it before him got chat. But that for show you all them back criminality. And him should get charged to come and back criminality. Aiding and betting criminal. Same like how them go for the doctor, go for that one day. Doctor dirty thinking crap. Yeah? Alright. Remember no further ado. Let me just start with Portia Simpson Miller. When them rescue Jamaica, more want to take key note. I wish she said 2 years, I wish she put in. Before Andrew them come with them trick. Jamaica people should have know better than this. The man them destroy the place. Destroy the place. And she come and put in back her thing. No 6 hour thing. But watch this. Watch this.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I thank my Maker and my Master for his direction and guidance along this journey. As I stand in this honorable house today, I can truly say the words of the psalmist, "The Lord is my strength and my shield. My heart trusts in him, and he helps me. My heart leaps for joy, and with my song I praise him." There are persons, Mr. Speaker, without whom my journey would have been impossible. I want to thank my husband, Harold, for his love and support. Marva, my dedicated housekeeper, for her support. My counselors, Audrey Smith-Facey, Eugene Kelly, and Carl Blake. The people of Southwestern St. Andrew, for their love and support. Members of the Cabinet, Cabinet Secretary, and officials of the Cabinet Office, Permanent Secretary, Onika Miller, the members of my personal staff, all government workers, and members of the public service. And I want to thank the Jamaican people. For their love and their support. I want to recognize the presence of former MPs, the senators, and the President of the Senate, I'm honored to have the opportunity to once again outline the government's strategy for the management of the affairs of our nation. Before I get into the presentation, I'd like to recognize the presence of our international partners, members of the diplomatic corps who are present here. And also to recognize the presence of officials of the private sector organization of Jamaica. Before I get into the full presentation, there are three current issues that I wish to address. Firstly, the care and protection of our children. Secondly, the fire at Riverton City Disposal Site. And the third issue, which concerns our health sector. Mr. Speaker, the abuse of our nation's children weighs heavily on my heart, and I know in the hearts of every well-thinking Jamaican. This is an ugly subject, a shameful matter. It is unacceptable and unworthy of us as a nation. The leader of the opposition made reference to this matter last Thursday. I'm certain our views and convictions are quite similar on this matter. Mr. Speaker, we must stand against the horrific violence being waged against our children. Some not yet 1 year old. The worst forms of violence are being perpetrated against our children: sexual, physical, and emotional abuse. Our children are being raped, murdered, stabbed, scarred, and shamed. Research has shown that 1 girl in every 5 aged 15 to 19 years who are sexually active has reported being forced to have sex. Research by the Office of the Children's Registry indicates that over 1 in 10 adult Jamaicans, despite knowing, come forward with information to the police about cases of abuse against children, including sexual abuse. This is unacceptable. We cannot remain silent as leaders of this country on both sides.
Me just take a look at cut. I'll show you the difference between me leaders and people like Andrew Holness, them where as a rather 15-year-old, 20 much years, 15 years, and them want to cut down to 12 and prison them crap. You see the difference? You see how them rescue the country. But you see where Andrew them do use PR, not again, can't do it again, and trick the people them after them mash up the country. More want to make the key listen to Portia Simpson that where them have to do to bring back the country. Them did mash it up. Me don't know how them sit down there, sir. Eh? And I thought them bag of bulls. Continue.
Cases of incest and sexual abuse in the family setting are also very unsettling. It is a crime. It is evil. It must be condemned. Big men and women, some fathers and mothers, stepfathers, uncles and cousins must leave our little children alone.
I ain't know about that. No for them over there that we're still on side of it. Because one of them they're not queen, one of them. Them no. No for them. You know for them style right now, don't it? Yeah, they know them style. So when Portia Simpson made her come out and step as a lead the children, the mom and I can't feel nice. I know them that leave pick me alone, you know. And for the same police them, a school bus. Yes. Speak truth to power.
Mr. Speaker, these statistics reveal a disturbing and chronic pattern of deviant behavior and cruelty. Too many of our children are not being allowed to live their childhood years in peace. We must speak with one voice.
True.
It is wrong. It must stop.
True.
Let us begin by having an honest conversation about this cancer in our nation. We must inform, mobilize every citizen to recognize, report, and reject the violation of our children.
True.
We cannot afford to be weak or ambivalent in our response, Mr. Speaker. We must step up, we must get involved, and we must bring this horror into the light of day. Let our collective voice be heard loud and clear in every nook and cranny of this country. No more indifference, no more silence. Protection of our future leaders, protection of our gems.
Yeah, protection of the future leader, and you know, them like that. Because you all look at boy, 15 years, Rodham. That a leader, and your leader, wasn't a leader in the first place. And crap them come now and go 12-year-old. Life imprisonment. I want to take them for leaders. They mash up the country. I'm going to show you, Alvin Nigeria come up about him, they mash up the country. Them destroy the country. Just hear this. Hold on, hold on.
The government has established the Office of the Children's Registry, the Child Development Agency, the Center for the Investigation of Sexual Offenses and Child Abuse, CISOCA. However, Mr. Speaker, colleagues on both sides, government alone cannot do it. Citizens have a responsibility. Those of us in this honorable house, when we were growing up, we were sons and daughters of the people of the community. The community looked out for us and they protected us. No one could interfere with us as children. No one could abuse us. We need to return to those days. Perhaps some of us who are sitting here as servants of the people on both sides of the house would be elsewhere. If we were being beaten, abused, raped, and murdered. The children of Jamaica, they belong to all of us.
True.
The African proverb tells us that it takes a village to raise a child.
True.
We must all make a concerted effort to bring new life to this proverb. Mr. Speaker, we will intensify our efforts to bring perpetrators of these heinous crimes against our children to book and to hold them accountable. I wish to commend all parents who are making sacrifices every day to protect and nurture their children. Teachers who are mentoring and guiding our children. Social workers and counselors who are working with families to heal hurt and keep families together. And citizens and neighbors who are taking action to report crimes against our children. Continue to be vigilant and protect the well-being of our children. We know that the majority of our people love our children and will do everything to protect them. But this evil minority must be stopped in their tracks. And I wish to announce today that the law is to be amended to allow for stiffer penalties where a girl is murdered and the perpetrator knew that she was pregnant. This is to be treated as an aggravating feature in determining the sentence imposed by the court, so that the murderer receives significantly harsher punishment in the form of a longer sentence. As we move decisively on this matter as a government, we are inspired by the words of a little girl who penned her thoughts in the Children's Vision Tree created by the Child Development Agency last November. These are the words of young Oliver. I would like Jamaica to be a peaceful place where noise is less and happiness is more. I'd like for crime and violence to stop. I would like it to be like the olden days, where people used to live like one family and as a nation. I would like Jamaica to be the best, and for all bad man thing and gunman thing to stop. I would like Jamaica to be as one, as a family, and as of a nation. I commend this young girl. Mr. Speaker, colleagues, a single candle can defy the darkness. Our children are diamonds, precious gems. They are gifts from God.
You will never hear that from Andrew Holness. Let him go copy it and come out back with it, because they want to radam them. You want to radam them. I'm a bonnet. You want to radam them. You want to radam them. You want to lock them up and grab him, come out, and lock up a 12-year-old and understand that the kids are the future of the country. We want to teach them, we want to nurture them. You understand? Them don't want to do that. You know them. You understand? Yeah, man.
They are our future leaders.
True.
We will protect them. Mr. Speaker, the last 2 weeks have been a difficult period for thousands of Jamaicans in Kingston, St. Andrew, and St. Catherine who were affected by the fire at the Riverton City disposal site. I sincerely empathize with all the persons who were impacted in one way or another, whether through health challenges or the disruption of productive activities. I'd like to make special mention of the students and their families who have been affected by the postponement of the GSAT examination. We postponed the exam. We postponed it after consulting with stakeholders and concluded that this was in the best interest of the students and the integrity of the exam. I know that students and parents have been preparing diligently for these exams. I'm encouraging the GSAT students to go out and do your very best. All of us in this honorable house and across the nation are proud of you. Mr. Speaker, through the coordinated efforts of the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management and several public and private sector agencies and partners, I am told that we have passed the worst. My commendation to the Office of Disaster Preparedness, to them, fire services, security forces, National Solid Waste Management Authority, and other first responders and members of the private sector and the community for being on the front line during the crisis. Thank you for your dedication and hard work, and may God bless you. The Ministers of Local Government and Health will provide more information on this issue. Mr. Speaker, I turn to the health sector. To show the government's commitment to the health and well-being of the nation, $7 billion is being added to the allocation for health in this year's budget. The health sector received $41.7 billion last year. This year, the allocation is $49.1 billion, reflecting a 17% increase. It is the largest increase in the non-debt expenditure in this budget. That is real commitment to the well-being of the people of Jamaica. We are the first to admit that while this is a significant increase, it is still not enough to solve all the challenges the health sector faces. Various arguments have been made about whether or not we should remove hospital user fees. Mr. Speaker, there are no easy choices. The government has commenced the preparation of a 10-year development plan for the health sector. Our response has been to meticulously improve the primary health care infrastructure, especially in rural Jamaica.
Okay. Well, I want to hear the plan them where Andrew run with, you know. Can me tell us I pay a blueprint in my work with? See? So you see them put the money and see that I tell you, and them come and them can, after them mash up the country, people them nobody, they never take notice. We are take notice now. When they can't get to again, when they're not good. All right.
No matter what is said otherwise, we are balancing people's lives as we balance the books.
That's right. That's right.
As promised, we have also completed centers of excellence, with one located in each health region. They can be found in Darlington, Westmoreland, yes. Claremont in St. Anne, yes. Isaac Barron in St. Thomas, yes. And Santa Cruz in St. Elizabeth. Yes. We expect that these centers of excellence will assist in arresting the high levels of lifestyle diseases, including diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, and some forms of cancer. Let me remind Jamaica that each of us can improve our health by taking personal responsibility. Taking personal responsibility for our eating habits, exercise, and lifestyle in general. And I repeat, that's why when I get to office every morning, I run up the stairs. Prevention is better than cure. We must eat what we grow what we eat, and support our farmers.
When you hear them thing, billions them in port right now. Same way. Portia them right. But people don't bother watch back these things and then them come and do PR and go on and then use them blueprint and then go on and chat about foolishness. Yeah, Portia, she said this is the budget.
Our doctors, nurses, pharmacists, and other health professionals, the vast majority of whom were trained right here in Jamaica, are among the best you can find in the world. And are highly sought after in the global marketplace. They continue to have my respect and admiration for their dedication and the long hours they work under trying circumstances, often without praise or public recognition. I encourage them to continue their commitment to deliver quality public health service to their patients, to always look out for the most vulnerable in our society.
Reality. Morning, Ladybug. Welcome, yeah? All right, good.
Who are in dire need of their services. I know that Jamaica can count on your essential support to create the change we all want and which our people deserve. Mr. Speaker, the growth and development we seek for our country cannot be achieved without a healthy population.
Hey, remember me never watched this Portia before, but me tell you, a healthy nation is a wealthy nation, right? Education nation is a wealthy nation, same way, right? Just listen budget, and when them put in a place and listen at the budget. We know the foolishness. You understand? The lip service the work. And they discredit, or them discredit, you know, Portia Simpson the other day and PJ Patterson, that it brings shockwave right around the world. And the lies and the PR stunt, you know, with Andrew and them foolishness. That can't work no more around here. As long as me sit down here, it will not work. You understand? Get serious. Continue.
This budget presentation, moving forward, jobs, growth, and development, comes after 3 years in office. During that time, the Jamaican people have kept faith with us, working with all their hearts to rebuild and lay a stronger foundation for the growth and development of our economy and our country. Their sacrifices are paying off. Jamaica now stands on the threshold of a brighter tomorrow.
People want to listen this keenly. Not my word. Now I'll show you what it happened to Jamaica in 2012. You're going to hear yourself what they have to do for care about the economy. You know, get Sean Peter Phillips and get credit for this. You know. Shah Andrew them was a part of the cabinet. Those them destroy the economy. Shall explain to you and you what you do and carry it back. But you still a mark out our face. Terry Lanty. Yeah, and back out Patterson face. Now carry Patterson later too. Great leader. You understand? Very out order. It's a 2015-2016 budget. Yeah? Watch this.
January 2012, when we took office, we found that our nation was in serious trouble. We had to make some difficult decisions in order to fix the foundations of our economy and to protect the future of our nation. It has been a tough journey. There were many times along the way when many persons became discouraged and wondered if we would ever see the top of the mountain. Today we can say that our economy has stabilized. The respect for our country by the international community has been restored.
People, shall I explain to you? If it never mash up, you know, restore it. Front of them, the one of them there, you know. Shall and do all of them sit down there. Them destroy Jamaica. Enough people don't know these things. Because you see, what them use is PR that are under them. And going at people that don't chat about foolishness and people like you nobody say nothing. And then run with it. When they do the research. And you can't talk to my man. Destroy the place, man, on a dangerous. And then turn on and this. Portia Simpson and PJ Patterson. We do know what I say. If you don't stand quiet, and me I want around here. Yeah, man.
And our confidence is rising as we reap success. Mr. Speaker, the people of Jamaica are the real heroes and heroines. They recognize the peril facing our country, and they placed their support behind the bold but tough actions that were required to fix the economy. By standing up for our country, Jamaicans have created a stable environment for economic growth, investment, and job creation. A word to the wise: the Jamaican people are not fooled by the bluster of sound and fury signifying nothing. You know, Mr. Speaker, I'm always one of the calmest and quiet when the leader of the opposition, although he's not inside here, when he spoke. And every time my side started, I lift my hand to say, no, not so. I expect to speak with full respect.
Stop it.
And you should know better.
You see it? Nobody no like have no mic and why now. And the speaker and rush them in, but she tell us she expects to speak not with full respect and telling them she don't know better. She said when the opposition speak with all respect, she silent don't and listen. Them not have no manners and respect. Now them control the button. Eh? All right, continue.
Mr. Speaker, since 2012, Jamaica has made remarkable progress. Analysis by leading organizations show that the measures we have taken since then were and are necessary to put the economy on a sound footing for long-term and sustained economic growth.
You should tell her for long-term economic growth. Now make light yellow upon the answer book because they mash up the country. You know, then they start from your song go on, Mr. Speaker, they mash it up. And you know what, my love with Portia, she respect everybody, you know. Even the PSOJ, she give respect. Because them have to run out because the country they mash up. And she give the people in Jamaica, them respect. And everybody, even at the diaspora, not like what them do. When we have to draw the lawsuit, them say we now have no standing. No, them have to come invest in a Jamaica, like people are idiot. Continue.
I know that sometimes it's difficult to see progress as it is taking place. But the results speak for themselves. We have been meeting our targets and have passed all 7 quarterly IMF tests so far. Mr. Speaker, this is progress. The big 3 agencies that rate the economies of the world, Standard & Poor's, Fitch and Moody's, have kept a close watch. They all agree that we have been meeting or surpassing our macroeconomic targets. As a result, Jamaica's creditworthiness has been upgraded. This is progress. These favorable reviews have been able to access loans, especially in the overseas financial markets, and to positively influence investors. This, Mr. Speaker, is progress.
Yes.
The Bank of Jamaica is reporting significant activity in the microfinance sector. This is progress, Mr. Speaker.
Want to notice, even the word when this is progress, it me Elijah Clark around with this is progress. And this and wrap up, just listen a word. If you don't notice, I hit them, I repeat. Real copiers them, you know, Xerox them, you know.
These things have only happened in the last 3 years.
3 years.
We have rebuilt the economic foundation of the country. We have restored international credibility. This is progress. We cannot stop now.
That's right.
We have come too far. We have to find the resolve to complete the journey to economic prosperity.
When you hear about economic prosperity again, you hear Monday with the prosperity, to prosperity. Them run with things. Them are copier. More to listen about the road and everything we should put in place to, you know. Continue.
As Jacob Miller sang, forward ever, backward never. We must never lose sight of the mountaintop. We will climb and we will get there together. Let us be inspired by the vision of our founding fathers who won our political independence and who in turn bequeathed to us the mission of gaining our economic independence. We are moving in the right direction. When we entered the chamber of this parliament as elected representatives, Mr. Speaker, of the people, we had a mandate. Our people wanted, among other things, economic independence. Today I declare in this honorable house that the mission of economic independence for the people of Jamaica is not an elusive dream. My government remains firm in its resolve, despite the difficulties, to work hard to make it a reality for our people. And we will not fail because we are working for that glorious day. Mr. Speaker, lest we forget, in January 2012,
Wanna listen, please. Wanna listen good. Take note. January 2012. This is when C.F. Andrew Holness came was a prime minister for a start time. And him clique. Mash up the country. Do school in the world of them. Hear this.
Inherited a country in social and economic despair. And people felt it could not be repaired. We needed to take decisive action. However, while our economic situation is still challenging, there's a marked difference between then and now. Foreign direct investments have rebounded under this administration. In 2011, the FDI receipts stood at US $218 million.
The year 2011.
By 2012, our FDI receipts had more than doubled and went up to US $490 million. In 2013, the recovery continued with FDI inflows of US $567 million. Mr. Speaker, just last week, the Bank of Jamaica announced that Jamaica attracted US 707 million in foreign direct investments over the 12 months. US 707 million in foreign direct investments over the 12 months ending September 2014. The figure at September 14 is equivalent, September 2014 is equivalent to Jamaican $81.3 billion worth of investments flowing into the Jamaican economy. Mr. Speaker, this is progress. You see, there's indeed a marked difference between then and now. This is progress, Mr. Speaker, and we won't stop the progress. The opposition continues to weave a tale that nothing is happening in the economy and that we are worse off. This is indeed Mr. Speaker, that is indeed a tall tale, a fairy tale. The IDB country representative is on record as describing Jamaica as a sweet spot for global investments. Jamaica's greatly improved ranking from 94th to 58th in the World Bank's Ease of Doing Business report is proof, Mr. Speaker, that there's a marked difference between then and now.
From 94 to 58. You see it?
And I can go on. The highly influential Forbes magazine has named Jamaica as the best Caribbean country in which to do business.
People that never have happened and down to watch it, nobody don't see me now. Nobody. Yeah.
This is progress. The ILO 2015 Global Report. The ILO 2015 Global Report, Women in Business and Management, Gaining Momentum, says that Jamaica has the largest number of female managers in the world. Very wide word. Don't get that. I'm talking about our small population in the world.
Worldwide world.
We are ranked number one. We are ranked number one with nearly 60% of our managers being women. That is not only progress. Not only progress, it is progressive. All of these things have happened in the last 3 years. Mr. Speaker, in the face of this evidence, all of us in this honorable House must agree that there's a marked positive difference between Jamaica in 2012 and Jamaica today. We have rebuilt the foundation. We have restored international credibility. We're opening up, Mr. Speaker, more spaces in the economy for participation and inclusion. Mr. Speaker, my fellow Jamaicans, getting to this point was not easy. I need to remind anyone and everyone that in 2012, I don't need to remind, there was no feasible alternative to securing the stamp of approval of the multilaterals for an economic recovery program.
Will you hear this?
This administration, fresh into office, had to secure the support of the International Monetary Fund to rescue the Jamaican economy. At that time, the multilaterals, the IMF, IDB, World Bank were not keen on re-engaging with Jamaica. They had been stung by the broken promises of the government of Jamaica between 2010 and 2011. The negotiations with our multilateral partners early in 2012 were tough and uncertain. I recognized at that time that bringing them back to the table required deft, quiet, and effective diplomacy. And so my team got to work. We had to secure the support of our friends and stakeholders at home and abroad.
That was efficient.
They included our bilateral.
You used to watch one of the destroyer, yeah? Watching the nasty face. Eh? And them are going to them.
And multilateral partners. The Jamaican private sector. And I pause to thank and to commend the private sector of Jamaica. Thank you, Mr. President, and the presidents before. So I thank the Jamaican private sector and the Jamaican people, including those in the diaspora. You see, Mr. Speaker, we could not allow Jamaica to fail. Fortunately, thanks to our enlightened policy of engagement, which we on this side of the Honorable House have been pursuing since the 1970s. You see, Mr. Speaker, we still had friends in court in Washington. Upon learning of the challenges we were facing, representatives of the Congressional Black Caucus immediately began to lobby the IMF on Jamaica's behalf. As a result of that work, as confirmed by the managing director of the IMF, Madame Lagarde herself, when she visited Jamaica last December, and I quote, "I remember the 24th of December, 2012, the day before Christmas. We had been told how difficult the situation is, and I was in close contact with Minister Phillips, but little did I know that there would be international pressure coming from the Hill." She went on to say, I welcomed on that day, 24th December, or December 24, a group of Congress women and one man who came unannounced, sat in my office and said to me, "You have got to help Jamaica."
Jesus.
Thankfully, we were able to re-establish negotiations with our multilateral partners early in 2012 and arrived at the extended fund agreement.
People, and a joke me I make. And a joke me I make them destroy the place. Me don't know how Andrew, after 3 years, she put it back. Them use a PR thing with Bug Life and the one of them and attack one bag of thing go for basket. Like the people them to God say the people them just destroy the country. It bankrupt. You have to borrow money, you have to engage everybody a creep. I beg. I'm here with you, not my word. But yesterday them come and chat about this and that and know him destroy the place again. Even worse than before. And everything that share them matter about this is progress. That's one like it. I use that one word. We have to go back in our history, man. Don't make them trick on man. Them can't trick me, you know. Some of them 40 years ahead of them. You can't trick me. I put out a lot of trap for them too, man. And the nicest thing be there beside of them. I watch them. Them not easy. Them mash up the country. You hear really that talk? But you come black out our face and black out PJ. Look who black out them face too. Eh? Don't even know what to do. People will put back this after them destroyed. Andrew and the minions them destroyed and boost them. You come and black out them face and put it up at the board you never know. That's a very long tongue him. You saw them disrespectful. Can't
Quiet, behind the scenes diplomacy won the day for Jamaica. Not noise, not bluster, or bullying, and certainly not arrogance. I thanked members of the Congressional Black Caucus while I attended the Caribbean Energy Summit in Washington this past January. Today I'm pleased to place on record in this Parliament my thanks to my dear sister and friend, the distinguished United States Congresswoman Maxine Waters. I also wish to thank Congresswoman Yvette Clarke, daughter of Jamaican-born former New York City Council member Una Clarke. I also express the appreciation of the government and people of Jamaica to the members of the U.S. Congressional Black Caucus who spoke up on behalf of Jamaica. God bless them. Mr. Speaker, there can be no doubt that having signed off on the economic reform program, which is a central tenet, Mr. Speaker, of Jamaica's agreement with the IMF, that Jamaica is in a better position today than it was 3 years ago. This is progress, Mr. Speaker. You see, others would have you believe that we have not made any progress. You know, my friend, the opposition leader, resorted to theatrics by bringing 3 baskets to this debate. When I introduced the food basket to Parliament many years ago, it was not meant to poke fun at the plight of the Jamaican people.
Not even the basket original, because she bring it to a show them basket many years ago. You hear what she said? So him carry it back. So and not even Andrew, not even the basket are original, brother. It's a copy, it's a original. Hey, let me tell you, them not cater for poor people. None at all. None at all. That's why Jamaica feel it. both of them come this Portia and this party, so we don't know how to ourselves. Eh?
I feel the pain our people are facing, and I know the difficulties. It is real. People's pain should never be exploited for cheap theatrics and political grandstanding. My greatest concern, though, is that the items in his food baskets were imported. I would have preferred if I had seen yam, dasheen, plantain, banana, breadfruit, peanut, red peas. I understand that one MP from rural Jamaica brought me a big basket of local food. And so I will consume that so I can run even faster and be even stronger. Thank you, St. Elizabeth Farmer. I look forward to consuming those products. On behalf of the farmers of Jamaica, I say, we must eat what we grow and grow what we eat.
Time for speaking has expired. House Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that the Prime Minister's time for speaking be extended sufficient to enable her to complete her presentation.
The question is that the Prime Minister's time for speaking has been extended sufficient for her to complete her presentation. Those in favour? Aye. Those against? Ayes have it. Prime Minister.
You know something, Mr. Speaker? Sometimes attitude and behavior give me the feeling that some people are green with envy that we are passing the IMF test. You see, Mr. Speaker, if we did not pass the 7 IMF tests, there would be nothing in the basket except perhaps eucalyptus oil. Question, Mr. Speaker, do they want progress for Jamaica? Do they want what is best for Jamaica, land we love? Mr. Speaker, I am confident that the majority of Jamaicans want what is best for our country. Once again, I salute all our public servants for their fortitude and understanding. And ask for their continued support to see the journey through. They want the best for our country. We also recognize with gratitude the sacrifices made by several institutional and individual bondholders who took a cut on their investment returns under the debt exchange program, and I want to salute them. I want to thank them. I know that they did it because they wanted the best for Jamaica. Our growth agenda, guided by our fiscal policy, is designed to achieve the best for our country. Mr. Speaker, to support our growth strategy and our social development, we're improving our infrastructure. Better roads allow farmers to get their produce to market quicker and better.
I want to hear some things what she put in now where Andrew use the blueprint. Eh? And I go on like him as Paddy and them, and I repeat all her word too. As he works them. And them destructive. She wants to see the children of Jamaica protected. Andrew want to prison them, him and crab them, the whole of them. Again, tie they hang them by them neck. 12-year-old them want to go from prison. Life imprisonment. Them they couldn't be no good, no leader, government and not all because the kids are sponges. You understand? We know better than that. About Radam and this and that and all kind of foolishness. After them destroy the country, them come back and draw a card with them pay as long as me sit down here, we don't get away a fax check on. Yeah man. Mash up the country and then turn around and black out Portia Simpson and PJ Face. Terry Langton. Eh? Portia Simpson Miller will walk the journey and do this from way back down say no. Council come and come right up the step. Them not take her and push her in. Like over the JLP part and pushing some woman. And them turn MP and push them all over the place. She climbed the ladder. Eh? Them now have no respect. Play.
Greater access to water improves both our productivity and personal comfort. Building more homes increases opportunities for employment, fosters better community life, and allows more Jamaicans the opportunity to own a piece of this rock. Right. These will lead to greater productivity and efficiency and ultimately economic growth and development. Mr. Speaker, the public sector, public-private partnerships, and the private sector on their own have implemented several infrastructure projects. I begin with the nation's roads. Last year, I opened the Monique leg of the North-South Highway.
This is the same highway with all this picture, you know, and I show you know. I'm ever correct, I will correct on this. With a talk and Dr. Francis I say yes, you know. The north leg of highway, north-south link. Does this one who open it? Me show it too. But does this one who open these things? And not him. A blueprint. Be a blueprint. And what it work now, what they did, him just come and mark. Him not do nothing now. Only not do nothing for him, not at all. Uncle needs where they want to push on people. And like tell. You understand? You tell?
We now have the first phase of a direct link from Kingston to the North Coast. This has improved on the North Coast Highway created by a previous administration led by us. Both the North Coast Highway and the South Coast segment of Highway 2000 have stimulated expansion in housing and commercial developments. The same holds true of the North-South Highway, which is being developed with private capital in partnership with the government. I commend China Harbor Engineering Company for their significant investment, which is well in excess of US $600 million in the North-South Highway project. The opening of the Mount Rossa segment last year is already having a major positive impact on the transaction of business along the north coast and the western end of the country. Mr. Speaker, passenger and business commute has been made easier, and persons now have greater options in determining whether to live in Kingston or in St. Anne. That is development. That is progress. We are moving forward. The developers have promised that the Bogwalk Gorge Bypass segment of the North-South Highway should be opened by early next year, with completion of the roadway by or before December next year. The Jamaican private sector is being encouraged to take full advantage of the opportunities presented by this highway. We are moving ahead with other important roadwork under the Infrastructure Development Program. $1.5 billion has been earmarked to finance the rehabilitation of approximately 60 kilometers of roadways and $127 million for repairs and reconstruction of 6 bridges. That's correct. There's much more that can be said about roads, but Minister of Transport, Works and Housing will present details when he addresses the House. He will also tell the House about other infrastructure projects taking place, including the development of our airports and seaports. However, Mr. Speaker, I am pleased to announce that the Port Authority of Jamaica has concluded negotiations in respect of a long-term concession to finance, expand, operate, maintain, and transfer the Kingston Container Terminal. The Cabinet yesterday gave approval for the signing of a concession agreement with the preferred bidder, the Terminal Link CMA CGM Consortium. The official signing will take place on April 7. The agreement contemplates dredging, optimization and expansion of KCT in 2 phases, which will include dredging of the ship channel, turning basin, and some berths to accommodate post-Panamax vessels. Phase 1 also contemplates significant civil works to retrofit and deepen some areas of the berths. Mr. Speaker, it is important to note that this transaction does not require a government guarantee and is the first transaction that would be included in the contingency ceiling legislated in April 2014. This is a major development which will have significant benefits for the country's development and is an important component for the logistics hub. This is progress. We are moving forward.
Well, let me just pass one quick thing. You ever hear when Nigel said, "This is fair, guest Madam Speaker. This is burger. You know, everything them copy. When you realize, everything them copy. Them get the blueprints. And for this, but them want to trick people. We cannot afford to make them trick nobody again. People will start going to prison. And some pirates, me see around Jamaica right now. Destroy it and line them pockets. Continue.
Speaker, water systems are essential to meet the domestic needs of the people, as well as to boost agriculture, manufacturing, and tourism expansion. The provision of potable water to our people, wherever they live, is critical to their quality of life. I think we can all agree that while we have made significant progress in the provision of potable water to our population, we still have some way to go.
Sure.
The provision of water from new or upgraded sources of domestic use and for domestic use, Mr. Speaker, and irrigation to expand agriculture.
All right, before she even talk about the water, because Mr. Janko Jacket come out and I said something that will over how much decades. And remember this 2015, 2016 budget which I put in and tell you what she have. So if them follow the blueprint and what them put in. But in one like nobody never do nothing. And from when? Yeah? After them carrying a bag of water truck and full up the place with black tank where you eyesore, I mean I see none of a Beverly is line off. One house have even 20 tank that is black the most few. I just pay in some place so you drive a pay them thing. Where them come out and give the people them but water shop. After them born kind of shop, you know. Them pack up a bag of black tank. Where you eyesore. When I look good. Not eyesore, you know, eyesore. Yes. And pack it up. And I tell you about water shop where you have to come, they come catch board and put water in a people tap. Eh? It's not a country I move. And I talk about 2030 vision. You know, see them now have no vision. Continue.
Is among the priorities of the government. Water projects completed are now underway include rainwater harvesting programs in St. Elizabeth, Clarendon, Westmoreland, and St. Anne. Over 170 million was spent on 20 rural water supply and pipeline upgrading projects across 9 parishes during the last 3 years.
So when she spend that and upgrade the pipe, then when they must spend money, they must spend billions and I talk about pipe and rat now. But this last 3 years when she come in, she upgrade a lot of pipes. That me tell you, and them talk about over how much decades. You have to watch about these things, them are lied. Them dangerous are chopping money.
Several rural communities in Westmoreland, St. Elizabeth, St. James, St. Mary, St. Anne, St. Thomas, Portland, St. Catherine, and Clarendon benefited from these projects. I'm taking my time to go through because it is said we have done nothing. And so I'm highlighting some of what we have done so far.
Well, I just get a breaking news here, people. Let me show you what I just get. Look on this. Let me just catch up back. Breaking news. Just get a breaking news here. Look on this. So I can catch up. Okay. When you see the breaking news here, breaking. Court strike down amendment to Constitution to extend retirement age of DPP. Court strike it down. So the DPP, if you just pack up and go, no, right now, leave. See it here? So I'm going to follow up this. See it? So the court strike down the extension. Because you're not supposed to get the extension, that's a foolishness. These people sit down and get strike 5 extension. And she itch up the like acrobat. She figure hard. She had destruction to Jamaica. You understand? Yes. Continue. We soon going to follow up that. And by the way, people, we hear from RJ News this morning. The idiot fool crab him run out. The fool idiot crab. National Security Minister crab run out. And I talk about the man, businessman, with water and people put him life in danger. Now, we have the two invoices. Can I receive that, you know? Invoice where them write that a criminal act. And him run out that to show you. If we get charged for aiding and betting criminal too, you know. Don't Nazi crab, you know. So me want to get that because them just see it come on our news. Me want to get it to plate and rub out the crab. Because that me I try to show you have to listen to them keenly. And the arms house for them put up with. All right. Continue.
The Martha Bray plant has been expanded to increase water supply to areas in St. Anne and Trelawney. This will impact some 70,000 persons. This is progress. In the coming year, there will be a greater emphasis on expanding rural water supply to areas that are still underserved. These include upgrading of the Linstead Yorton system in St. Catherine and the Norwood water supply system in St. James, with a total investment of $750 million.
So the money there, if when she got this up 2015-2016 budgeting. So if Andrew come in and continue, the people them have no water problem. You see that? That means they must come in and take their money, they must chop it too. Everything they up there, when I upgrade, if you continue upgrade, so I pay a blueprint. And they make it stay and I try run, you know, I do politics around here. Now I work around here. Where are some of my brother on the file? Up man, but there man. I go and beat and teach. What a great woman leader. First of all, Karen in Jamaica, first Prime Minister. Boy, I go black up Terry Langton, black out and black out PJ Patterson. I want to play PJ Patterson later too. Now show you the man they have respect and what the man they do. Them two out at that time for the PR. Stop! People no wake up. Play.
To benefit 60,000 persons.
Hear that?
The refurbishment of plants at Bogue in St. Anne, Great River in St. James, and Martha Bray in Trelawney, with an $800 million investment by the government, will improve water supply to another 360,000 residents. Plans are also being developed for new water mains through the town of Lucy, Hanover, to increase supply for areas extending as far as Mill. This will benefit about 70,000 persons. As we continue to improve the town of Port Antonio, the construction of stage 1 of the Port Antonio Water Sewage and Drainage Project is far advanced. This project is estimated to cost $1.9 billion and will benefit 75,000 people. This is progress.
So you see the one of the water thing that put in place already. And the plan when we go through, or when I go through 2016, anything where you see them stop and start a fair plan, them see everything. The money they did and put in place and pass already. Andrew no do nothing. Him and the mini and them mash up the country. She tell you how she revive the whole economy. You understand? And set it up. But nobody never want the business because them. Remember that Manayard Shine, you know, where film phone bill alone for 1 month at $8 million. And I know nothing to do him. Them people are destruction. We not allow them and a PR them use. PR. Yes, station and the rhetoric and the PR stuff for them use. And that them use. But it can't work no more. Come here them problem, you know. Because we have fact check them. Them are wolf. So we have to fact check them. The fact check the wolf them. Them are pirate. And you know, me not play with them. Me not play with them. Some Andrew will not got this. Sir Manley done. Me and him can't not lead them part. And by the way, he had the biggest thing the pan the Jamaica Labour Party in. Yeah man. He had the biggest weight pan the Jamaica Labour Party, man. You understand? Yeah man. I'm a right down right now. Who them say a star, that's not a star. That star that not shine. That's how that Ross. Yeah, man, continue.
Are moving forward. Mr. Speaker, several areas in rural Jamaica will benefit from a range of ongoing water and sewage projects in this upcoming financial year, representing a total of $5 billion. $5 billion in capital expenditure by the government. I will mention just a few of these projects. $1.2 billion is being spent on the construction of a groundwater artificial recharge facility in Innswood, St. Catherine. $450 million is being spent on the construction of the non-Parallel to Orange Hill and retirement water supply system in Westmoreland. 20,500 persons will benefit from this water supply system when completed. $205 million being spent on the construction of the Mason River, Kellets, Bullhead, and Sandy River water supply system in Clarendon, which will benefit 6,500 persons when completed. $170 million for the construction of the pipeline from Nain to Junction in St. Elizabeth. 25,000 residents in these communities will benefit from improvements in their water supply.
So you notice the one of the money there, it passed through the budget. And shall tell you how much money them spend for the fiscal year. When him come in the February, where the money gone? If them just continue and do what, then you not about no joke about this government, because that government drank a jacket, don't come back, come talk about no government and nothing. You know? We know the money they dead there and we know where it start. That means you want to stop something and want to chop the money too. Say, we're not short on the water. Them set it up. Them take you out of the hard time. We don't know the people in Jamaica fool. All people for wreck our economy. When mash it up with IMF, that means it done. It done like Haiti. And she revive it. She and Peter Phillips, them, the whole team revive it. And you make them come trick you with basket and do PR. And I put her about Peter P, you're too vulgar. Draw up it. Andrew can't talk like she. And she don't have to chat for not 6 hours. Eh? She work. Where them do? Them a jerk. Them a jerk. She work. Yeah, man. Continue.
Supply. In this upcoming financial year, there will be greater emphasis on expanding rural water supply projects to areas that are still underserved. This, Mr. Speaker, is progress. Mr. Speaker, I now turn to the Ownership Society. The progress we have made in the provision of land and housing for the people represents a significant effort to improve their quality of life. We want more Jamaicans to own a piece of this rock. Between last year and this year, I have presented titles, keys, and other instruments of ownership to Jamaicans in St. Mary, Manchester, St. Thomas, Clarendon, Trelawney, Westmoreland, and St. Catherine, among others. It is always such a delight, Mr. Speaker, for me to share the joy of land ownership with persons across the island. So, I want to turn now to the National Housing Trust, which falls within my ministerial portfolio. There are some who would want the people of Jamaica to think that NHT is not doing its job of providing housing for NHT contributors. Let us take a moment to look at the record of the housing delivered by the NHT under my watch since 2012. $1.8 billion to provide 226 housing solutions at Elsha Phase 4. some 2,219 houses and serviced lots delivered to NHT contributors since January 2012. These developments are all over Jamaica. Majestic Gardens in St. Andrew, Bushy Park, Union Estate, and Camanus in St. Catherine, Longville in Clarendon, Marysville in Westmoreland, Mailersville in Westmoreland, Crichton Hall and Belrock in St. Thomas, Nashville in St. Mary, Perth in Manchester, and Hamden in Trelawney.
Hold on. So although they mash up the country, she still, there's some more things she do, although they mash up the country, put it back, but I do everything same way. Although them did wreck it. Andrew and the one of them, the wrecking ball, them wreck it. You see this? Yes, man. Continue.
HT construction projects now underway include 113 lots. These lots in Balaclava, St. Elizabeth, '89 service lots at Granville, Trelawney, 63 houses at Industry in Hanover, and more houses at Perth, Manchester.
Yeah, the difference with Portia now and Andrew. Andrew does come and say, we build the most this, we do this. She definitely tell you what them there, you know, you can't go look. All the people them can say, yes, them there, we build them, we get them. So you know real from fake. She tell you. Notice how me can explain me say, me crash, me tell you where me I come from and me crash. Them go come and say, this one, that and that. No go so. Fake. And you're the fakest, the liarest thing ever. But you run come this. Sister P. You know to out harder, man.
And Elsh, as well as 351 serviced lots at Money Mosque. The NHT has also provided loans totaling $2.5 billion to the Housing Agency of Jamaica, which provided some 1,000 additional houses and house lots between 2012 and 2014. Mr. Speaker, $3.5 billion was provided to private sector developers for 1,580 housing solutions. Between 2012 and 2015, the Jamaica Mortgage Bank provided more than $4 billion in loans to private developers to provide more than 1,200 houses, apartments, and house lots.
Hold on, boy, I get a lot of things. This is what I want to see from morning. So, Dr. Crab, he that fool Dr. Crab him run out. JP shed Ian Hills over water tank distribution claim, demand apology. You know who come out with this now? Nasty Crab. Then a flap your flap, man. Because the man a tell lie and you come and support it and talk about how you talk to Nasty Crab. This a piece of shit. Run out. After the guy come tell lie, you know. It come like him not see the video where the boy put out. Eh? Me have forgot done him later. Crab, you just falling in my crab. Remember we don't have crab, you know. But you just falling in my crab trap, man. So me gotta deal with you. See there? It run out. See there? See there, people? I run pan radio. That me tell you them fool. Big fool and dunce. Eh? See there? General Secretary Dr. Crab. Yeah? I condemn statement by Ian Hills and I talk about apologize. You know, see my idiot? Me I go straighten him when me done. Yes, Crab, me catch you, man. Me grab you, you big piece of fool. Hey, me grab you when me want you. Continue.
These housing solutions are located in Discovery Bay in St. Anne, Negril, Westmoreland, Montego Bay, St. James, Huddersfield, St. Mary, Maypen, Clarendon, Manchester, Spanish Town, St. Catherine, and in St. Andrew, Kensington Avenue, Charlton Road, Red Hills Garden, Stillwell Road, UWI Campus, Halifax.
So, Mama P tell you everywhere where she build house. Yeah. You understand? Everywhere we should do the house, them and like them come talk about we do this and we do that. She have to prove them and you see it. Come up pass over them house too, you know. Yes. You understand? You see the difference from government and criminals. Continue.
Fax Avenue and several others. Mr. Speaker, this is progress. This is government at work. We are moving forward. Mr. Speaker, I turn to our development agenda, which is led by the Urban Development Corporation, the UDC, and welcome former Minister, now Senator K.D. Knight, Honorable K.D. Knight, the chairman of the UDC. Today the UDC is a renewed organization. The organization has emerged from an operating loss of $1.2 billion in the financial year 2011-2012 and is now in the black. In 2012, I appointed a new board of directors to rebuild and reposition the UDC to once again stimulate economic growth and national development. 3 years later, a stronger, more focused UDC has emerged.
Up to UDC, them putting at the red. Them mash you up. Chef, I can't back.
Over the last 3 years, the UDC has earned approximately $2.5 billion from an aggressive divestment strategy through outright sale of assets and leases of several non-performing or underperforming assets.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, over 81 million has been saved in annual holding costs by the divestment of 6 assets. The Machado Complex, Mahogany Inn, the Jamintel Building, the Forum Hotel and Cottages, the Oceana Hotel, and Lot 21 in downtown Kingston. Members of this Honorable House, it has not been an easy road, but today I'm pleased to say that the UDC is projected to make a modest operational profit by the end of this financial year. Mr. Speaker, the 11-story 200-room Forum Hotel and Cottages languished for decades despite repeated efforts by successive governments to divest this non-performing asset. There was so little hope for its eventual sale that it was suggested that the government should just give away the property. Well, Mr. Speaker, today we can proudly say that not only, Mr. Speaker, have we not given away the property, we can say that the sale of the old Forum Hotel was completed by the UDC in 2014 for a total of $350 million. The property has been sold to a Jamaican private sector group, Portmore Marina Development Limited, which is transforming the site into a one-of-a-kind modern. You notice when the leader of the opposition was speaking and any member from that side, I am always calm and quiet. I demand no less here this evening. I have to repeat because some people would have lost the sense of this. The property has been sold to a Jamaican private sector group, Portmore Marina Development Limited, which is transforming the site into a one-of-a-kind, modern, residential and commercial waterfront development. When completed, the project will boast panoramic harbor and city views for 75 2- and 3-bedroom single-family bayfront villas and a 120 bayfront apartments. The development will also showcase a bayfront club and marina, which will offer a full suite of dining, recreational, and entertainment facilities and amenities to Portmore and other communities. During the construction phases, approximately 350 jobs will be created. Within 18 months, the overall project will result in investments of approximately $2.2 billion. Mr. Speaker, this development project will bring an exciting new dimension to the municipality of Portmore. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Speaker, and members here, this is new tangible investment by our local private sector. This is wealth creation. This is job creation. Local investors are showing confidence in the Jamaican economy. This is progress. We are moving forward. The fisherfolk and other persons involved in associated commercial activities who were utilizing the Forum Beach have been relocated to a new fishing village complex created by the UDC at Sector M East on Port Henderson Road. And I really want to commend the chairman of UDC and members of the board for taking this initiative. Several shops are now in operation and the new fishing beach is being utilized. A formal management group representing fisherfolk, vendors and other commercial interests has been established and have already received training. They have applied for permission to form a fisherman's cooperative, and that was given. This new fishing complex is open for business. You can go there and enjoy some lovely fried or steamed or roasted. Mr. Speaker, this is development at work. This is progress. We are moving forward. Another facility owned by the government, which had been slated for divestment over a prolonged period of time, is the Old Ocean Hotel in downtown Kingston. In 2014, a Jamaican-Canadian consortium purchased the Ocean Hotel from the UDC for $385 million. Both companies involved in this, both Jamaican vintage, the people who are now involved. Mr. Anthony Alberga is the chairman and CEO of Downing Street Partners, Reality, a proud Jamaican whose talents and professional expertise in real estate investment have taken him overseas. He has partnered with Mr. Stephen Facey, CEO and chairman of Pan Jamaican Investment Trust Limited, to renovate and refurbish the Oceana property. an upscale hotel and multi-use business complex. Starting with the commercial complex in phase 1, there are planned investments of approximately $1 billion over the next 12 to 18 months. Honorable members, Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the full rollout of the overall development, inclusive of the hotel operations, will also see additional investments being made in future phases. Demolition work has already started on the ground floor of the Oceana building. The ground floor, which spans 70,000 square feet of space, is being fully renovated. It will be outfitted with new equipment, fixtures and fittings to accommodate 400 to 500 persons in modern office space facilities. Design and planning works are already underway, and physical works are expected to commence within 3 months. We are reviving downtown Kingston. We are bringing back life to downtown Kingston. This is progress.
All the downtown Kingston thing where you may tell us up here blueprint. Everything where you hear them repeat is blueprint. Straight up. Straight up. Continue.
This is such a bold undertaking, Mr. Speaker, is not new for the Pan Jamaican Investment Limited, one of our leading and highly successful property conglomerates. Today, Stephen Facey steers the ship of Pan Jam conglomerates, which is also responsible for the construction of the 129-room courtyard by Marriott Hotel in New Kingston. This hotel will be opened by this summer. We salute the Facey family for these important projects, continuing the vision and legacy of its patriarch, the late, great, Honorable Maurice Facey. Mr. Speaker, the Victoria Pier on the waterfront will be leased to another local investor who is already renovating the old building to develop a first-class restaurant, a lounge and complete with gaming facilities and an art gallery. That's right. Another UDC-led project is a festival marketplace. That's it. Which is projected to become the newest social hub of Kingston. That's right. This project is being implemented by the UDC and will involve the construction of a food bazaar on the Kingston waterfront and the development of restaurants, sidewalk kiosks, and entertainment.
Yeah, because real government call out the name and tell you what them do, and a lot of local investors, so she call them, and that good. They have enough local investors and thing, you know, Jamaica and them thing. She call them name. The houses, them and everything, she tell you with them there. If I hear them on we build, no go so. No go so. Them just run out with a bag of foolishness. You understand? Yeah, man. See? Continue.
Facilities along the Craft Market waterfront area. Beautification works have already commenced along Ocean Boulevard from the corner of Princess Street to Orange Street.
Here.
That means you're not moving around in your constituents. I'm sure the UDC will speak to you soon. The festival marketplace will extend all the way to the corner of Church Street and will cost a total of $100 million when completed in May 2016. You see, Mr. Speaker, while transforming lives, we want to transform communities.
So that should have done from May 2016, man. Them stop it and take the money too, you know. You see it? All right.
We are transforming downtown Kingston. The sale of Lot 21 in downtown Kingston by UDC to Grace Kennedy Limited for $75 million is another divestment linked to.
So you say up to Grace Kennedy, they have to pay them $75 million. I don't think they have to pay nothing now. They're a different thing, you know? Yes. Yeah, man.
Transformation of downtown Kingston. What a UDC, what a chairman on a board.
The chairman was sheriff, you know. She put in a new chairman, the sheriff. I deal with it that way there. Yeah, man.
$20 million US. That is over 2 billion Jamaican dollars. Right, Minister? Will be invested to create a mixed-use commercial center with over 70,000 square feet of premium office and retail space supported by a multi-story parking facility. That sounds like a landslide. The construction phase of this project is expected to employ over 200 persons.
You see that? You see where she attack now this? It now them go up St. Thomas to attack because, you know, them calling NCB and I talk about centers and towns, this and that. I like this. I don't know what them do that one, yeah. But they're the same thing. Same thing like what she then passes a bill with this with the shops and everything and that them open a do independence in the St. Thomas. Near to Morant Bay this up. And I talk about Morant Bay Urban Center. It's part same thing already. I tell the same now, him have no style.
Office facility. The UDC is positioned to spend $2.5 billion on capital development and investment projects this year. These projects will create real economic activity and contribute to growth. And if it is one thing I'm happy about, I don't care who is the MP and who are the MPs. Downtown Kingston really needed some development to take place. Some of the major projects planned for the 2015-2016 financial year are the Camanas Estate Sewage Conveyance System,
Switch.
$463 million. Primary infrastructure for Camanas, $131 million. Camanas Estate Water Supply Phase 3, $20 million. This expenditure will result in a total investment of $614 million in the Camanas Estate to make the lots ready for investment to support the special economic zone.
So out there, sort of 6 million came on the estate, out that side there, where she did ready up, yeah. Okay.
In yet another demonstration of joined up government, between the UDC, the NHT, the Elsha development area will also benefit from further investments in sewage infrastructure totaling some $364 million. In the 2015-2016 financial year. This will benefit the people of Seafort, St. George's Cliff, Sand Hills and Sand Hills Bay, and Fort Clarence. Last month, Mr. Speaker, I handed over keys and possession letters to 60 proud homeowners at Sand Hills in Elshow.
You much is a 60, not one where you see my post up with 60. Okay.
The sewage plant and the MP was very proud.
Very proud.
The sewage plant will serve that development as well as new NHT residential developments. This is progress, joined up government at work. The investments will not stop there. UDC will be working in downtown Kingston and several projects that are estimated to cost $504 million. These projects include the refurbishing and repair of the Office Center building, $106 million. Titling and refurbishing of the tax office on King Street, $23 million. Facelift of East Street, an important gateway to downtown Kingston, $18 million. Phase 4 renovation of
Facelift downtown for 100 at a year, so 10 billion. I pay a million a year, 18 million. 20 million and 17 million and they take for put up a little sign in a mobile. For uplift for play 18 million. You see the difference? And to tell you exactly what she do and which part the money I spend. Eh? Okay.
the market, 82 million.
But and to $1 billion for one market. Eh?
Phase 1 of the redevelopment of the old Naval Hospital for the Port Royal Museums and Historic Walkway. $160 million. A further $293 million will be invested in upgrading works at the Duns River attraction to include beach replenishment, development of the central gardens, expansion and upgrading of the public restrooms and other infrastructure. $220 million will also be spent on the Ocherous Fisherman's Beach. The UDC has had a rebirth and is revitalized, stronger and more relevant. I wish to congratulate the chairman of the UDC and members of the board, Honorable KD Knight, and the members of the board and management team.
The sheriff them put in and him do the wonderful thing this man. Yeah, man.
Mr. Speaker, tangible developments are taking place in the country. These are real, not imagined. The investments that are taking place by the private sector, both our local investors and those from overseas, are also real. I want to pause to again commend our Jamaican private sector for the role they are playing in the development of their country, as well as commend the foreign investors investing in our country. We are moving forward with investment, jobs, and growth. We are going for growth. Mr. Speaker, our platform for growth and jobs is benefiting from increased momentum in investments. 2 weeks ago, I addressed investors in Montego Bay at the Jamaica Investment Forum 2015. There's renewed optimism among investors who have seen the strides we have been making in the economy and the significant improvements in the business climate in our country. I met with potential investors and expect that from those meetings, additional investments will materialize. We are securing new investments in renewable and other areas of energy, in agriculture, mining, information and communications technology, industry, financial services, physical infrastructure, and tourism. Mr. Speaker, to listen to my colleagues from the other side, you would believe that there's nothing good happening in Jamaica. And you know what? I'm never afraid to say, or if I'm speaking about something that was done by them, to identify it. Because as politicians, we have to be clear and we have to ensure when we speak, the people will believe us. The people of Jamaica need to reject those who constantly preach gloom and doom and who keep us in a state of perpetual negativity. This, Mr. Speaker, saps the energy and the confidence of the country. This is not the people we are. We are a resilient people, and I will never lose faith in the Jamaican people. There have been several persons and businesses that have seen growth in profits and are moving ahead with significant investments to create new jobs and grow the economy further. There are our Jamaican private sector persons who are expanding businesses and providing additional jobs, as well as foreign investors coming in and investing and providing jobs. Today, I want to acknowledge and to salute some of them. One businessman I want to pay some respect to and tribute is to Mr. K.S. Kumar of Sutherland Global Services. Sutherland Global is the single largest investment resulting from the Jamaica Investment Forum in 2012. Sutherland Global currently employs over 30,000 professionals in 35 delivery centers across the world. Sutherland Global employs 2,000 persons in Jamaica. The SGS business model creates employment for university students who can work to maintain themselves as they study right here at the University of the West Indies, given the opportunity by Sutherland Global. Over 80% of the company's clients are Fortune 1000 companies. The company has expanded outside its original center at the UWI with operations in New Kingston and plans to open in Mandeville. I remember how at that investment conference, Minister, you will remember how people were teasing me. Why is this gentleman was so close to me all the while? And all he was saying to me, I want to help you. I want to invest in your country. We are now experiencing, do you remember, Lisa? Yes. How they teased me? Yes. Everywhere you turn, you and this gentleman. Well, however close it was, Tony is very happy. No, my husband don't fear anyone. My husband don't fear anyone. No man anywhere at any time. So I can say it. So I think it is of note because for this one, we have university students, leader of opposition, you would be happy to know this, and they have said it, that they are able to work when they are not in classes. They're able to pay their boarding, and they are able to buy their books, and they are able to give their parents something. And I think this is very important, and I really want to commend and to thank Mr. Kumar for his investment in Jamaica. And I regard him, a friend of Jamaica, now wanting to expand into Manchester to do, and I understand might be looking as well at Hanover for some expansion of that kind of business. I want to commend our Jamaican private sector who are investing in our country, expanding their businesses, and providing employment for our people. A business which has created its own niche in the transport sector is the Knutsford Express Bus Company. And I'm sure the president of the PSOJ must be very proud of these kind of businesses. I want to salute Mr. Oliver Townsend of Knutsford Express and his team for providing efficient, reliable, comfortable, and safe shuttle service in modern executive coaches which traverse our highways and major thoroughfares.
To them, she recognize and find this again, real leader. You hear this?
Mr. Jeffrey Hall is the Chief Executive Officer of Jamaica Producers Group. Under his leadership, the company has focused on manufacturing, logistics, mining, and agribusiness in the Caribbean and Europe, and has made significant investments and acquisitions in the past few years. I salute Mr. Yoni Epstein, who is the president of the Business Process Industry Association of Jamaica and is responsible for collaborating with industry players and the government to expand Jamaica's growing outsourcing industry that has created 5,000 new jobs, attracting mainly young
them a job and the telephone job at a two bush, a real job.
Attracting mainly young people. That's right. Gary Butch Hendrickson. Gary Butch Hendrickson serves as Chief Executive Officer of Continental Baking Company. That's it. And Coconut Bay Management Limited. Mr. Hendrickson is also chairman of his family. He was chairman of Exim Bank. His family has the largest inventory of hotel rooms in the island, and I want to pay tribute and to thank them for their investments and for having confidence in your country. And so I want to thank the President and all those business leaders present here this afternoon. Thank you so much. I want to you all, maximum respect is due. And thank you for your patriotism to your country and to our people. Glenn Christian. Well, Glenn Christian, the founder and chairman of CariMed Limited, Kirk Distributors Limited, and Federated Pharmaceutical Limited, started his pharmaceutical distribution company, CariMed Limited, with 3 employees. Now, across his 3 companies, this business leader and philanthropist employs approximately 700 employees. I want to commend this gentleman. Start small and grow big.
Yes.
and helping people, particularly the poor and the oppressed. Thank you, sir. There are so many others, Mr. Speaker, I wish I could make mention of. All of them, but time does not permit. This is a great country. We have great people. Only that sometimes we do not unearth the strength that lies within us. And we need to do that. These are just some of the captains of industry that have continued to invest their time, energy, and resources into their glorious. We could mention many others, like Laschin. We have William Mahfoud, we have William Mahfoud, we have Gazan Azan, who extended his business into Mandeville in Manchester. I could go on and on and on and on and on. We have so many. All I want to do is to salute them and to say thanks on behalf of the government and people of Jamaica. But, you know, Mr. Speaker, we spoke of the businessmen. We cannot forget the businesswomen. Miss Yannick Page is a dynamic young woman who founded Future Services International Limited, the first company in the region to specialize in legal funding and helping companies manage enterprise risk. Mrs. Marjorie Kennedy is another phenomenal Jamaican businesswoman. She's a director at Jamaica Freight and Shipping Company Limited, who has extensive experience in the shipping industry, has been appointed honorary consul, and is a past president of the Jamaica Exporters Association. Jamaica business making progress. And who can forget the Azars? And I spoke about the Hendrickson, and Daddy Hendrickson is the patriarch of the family. The Honorable Gordon Wood Stewart. Not only in Jamaica, but the Caribbean region, where I could go on and go on. Richard Bells, I could go on and on and on. But I'm not calling your name, you're not no big businessman. Some of these entrepreneurs started as small business persons with big dreams. They are Jamaicans and overseas investors who are serious about this country and confident in the potential and the future of this great nation. My government will do all that is possible to continue to facilitate their expansion as we all go for growth and development with job creation. I now just want to look briefly at energy. Addressing the issues surrounding energy is a key part of our growth strategy. As we are fully aware, Jamaica's economic competitiveness depends on reduced cost of energy. Since late last year, we have experienced some reduction in the price of petroleum products. We cannot afford to take this for granted. We have experienced significant reductions in oil prices before only to see them rise again.
Yes.
It is in recognition of the need to reduce the risks to our economy and our growth agenda in respect of energy prices why my government has been pursuing a comprehensive energy strategy. One, increasing the proportion of renewables in our energy mix. Two, diversifying the fossil fuel sources for the bulk of our electricity needs. Three, increasing the efficiency of generating units through the replacement of old and inefficient units. Four, implementing a conservation program. And five, hedging to ensure our oil imports against later sharp increases in prices. The US 90 million wind project by Blue Mountain Renewables is an example of the first element of the policy that is increasing renewables. The expansion of the capacity of the Wigton wind farm and an investment to be made in a solar facility in the constituency of Southwest Clarendon are further examples of this important strategy. The decision, Mr. Speaker, by the government to accept the recommendations of the Joint Public-Private Energy Sector Team, ESET, addresses the second and third strategies of diversifying our fuel mix and ensuring more efficient power generation. A framework proposed by the team has been accepted by Cabinet. If all goes according to plan, it will involve an investment of over US $1.5 billion in a 3-year time frame. This will have a great impact on our economy, first on employment during the construction phase, as well as the purchase of local goods and services. On completion, Jamaica will be provided with adequate, stable, and cheaper electricity. Jamaica will also benefit from this development. However, not all our efforts with respect to energy are on the supply side. Quite a bit of attention is being given to the demand side as well. In other words, the way we consume energy must continue to change. This means that we have to intensify our efforts in energy conservation. Mr. Speaker, I think I have a little news that I'd like to share in terms of the Jamaica's bauxite alumni sector. Today, I would like to inform that Rusal Alpart commenced extraction of bauxite yesterday, March 23. The company has already employed 40 people and has committed to hire an additional 70 persons by the end of this month, and is on track to hire 250 people in total for the duration of the project. UC Rusal has secured all the required permits for its operations. Haulage of bauxite from the plant to the port will commence by the end of April 2015. Igor Dorfi, the country manager of UC Rusal, is with us today, and I wish to thank him for his company's commitment to Jamaica. This is progress. We are moving forward. Mr. Speaker, during the past 3 years, investments in the tourism sector have reached almost $35 billion with the building, renovation, and upgrading of several resort properties. This has been another year in which Jamaica has set new records in the tourism sector. We achieved another major milestone when we again welcomed over 2 million stopover visitors, surpassing the 2013 record by 3.6%. The indications for the 2014 calendar year, the calendar year's gross foreign exchange earnings for the tourism sector stood in excess of US $2.2 billion, a 5.8% increase. Our cruise passenger arrivals were even more impressive in 2014 when compared to 2013. We saw an increase of 12% with over 1.4 million arrivals. In total, Jamaica welcomed over 3.5 million visitors to the island in 2014. This is the first time that we have ever achieved this in Jamaica, Mr. Speaker, and we are very happy for that. Last Friday, I was delighted to officially declare open the Hyatt Ziva and Zilero.
So you hear that 3.5 for the first time, 2014, right? So when Lollipop run out, 3.4 million, and this at first, it set this already. Them set to them as it already. Me tell you, I pay a blueprint, them I work off fine.
Hotel, Zilaro Hotel in Montego Bay, and the opposition former minister was there as well. There are still more investments on stream. These are not just, I know it's shiny now. But every time we look on it instead of shiny. Yes. I am sure the opposition spokesperson on tourism, MP Shaini, must be very happy as well for the opening of these 2 new tourism. There are still more investments on stream. These are not just about statistics. These investments will result in the creation of new job opportunities for the sector. Additionally, Mr. Speaker, over $1.6 billion will be expended in various programs across the island, including an all-island public beach park program. We're ensuring that our children will have access to the best beaches in Jamaica and areas which they can play and have some fun. Health tourism projects, including the Milk River Hotel and Spa redevelopment project. I really feel it's time come that we should not have our spas but to have them well developed, refurbished, so that we can, at the same time, people are going to visit the spas, at the same time can also enjoy a little of Jamaica. The Ocherius Enhancement Project, Phase 2, and an island-wide resort, and I am sure I will get the support of the spokesperson on this, the island-wide Rest Stop program. I instructed that this must be done. We cannot have people visiting our country and driving from one place to the other, but no proper rest stops. So that is going to be coming on stream.
Even this, the rest stop were important. That means the people them where Andrew now go finish. They say, oh, should I do the road? Then they have to rest stop. So the rest stop there, that be now that the people them are porous. You have a rest stop where you count them, so people can rest stop and go buy from them and do what them are do. And you know, have the rest stop in them kind of like a place where people can still go buy. You know, you come out as a rest stop, but instead them lock them out. Andrew come and lock them out. Eh? Him have the blueprint and say, put it in the island-wide rest stop, and him going to lock out the people them. Eh? Do understand the blueprint? You hear? All right.
This year, the Ministry of Tourism, through a partnership with the Tourism Enhancement Fund and the Tourism Product Development Company, will commence work on the island-wide rest stop program, as I have insisted. The program will be implemented over 3 phases. 12 locations have already been identified for phase 1 in St. Elizabeth, St. Anne, Trelawney, and Hanover. Other major initiatives include the enhancement and development of heritage sites and museums, including Roxborough Museum, Civil Museum, and the Civic Center in Montego Bay. Thank you, Minister. Tourism is not just about sun, sand, and sea. We are investing in our culture for our people so that our visitors can share in Jamaica's diverse offerings. I move now to this government's new emphasis on economic ecosystem of innovation as we move forward with growth and development. Mr. Speaker, last year I announced the formation of the National Cultural and Creative Industries Commission and reconstitution of the National Commission of Science and Technology.
You not hear this?
This year, I'm pleased to say to this Honorable House that both entities have been established and are working. Both commissions are made up of private and public sector stakeholders in keeping with our inclusive partnership-based approach to governance. As a government, we are taking a targeted and focused business approach to the related cultural, creative, science, technology, energy, and math industries. I'm sure you love that, Minister of Education, the math section. This approach of creating an ecosystem for complementing sectors represents the new thinking of this government. Mr. Speaker, the objective for the government is to create an enabling environment in which more businesses grounded in innovation, talent, and science can be established and thrive. I will first take a closer look at our science, technology, engineering, and maths-based industries. An increased emphasis on the science, technology, engineering, and math is now recognized as an important route for equipping our people for the demands of the modern job markets now and in the future.
So your fear approach is different. She talk about the STEM too, because she come with it. Yes. No, she tell about STEM. But your fear approach, you know, to equip the future generation, the kids and everybody. Female approach, that's rather lock you up and then crab and the one of them, you know, hang them teeth, kin, neck, again tied. The one of them, hey, some people, hey, people not forget real, you know, want a real country, and a real country get rid of the barbers and them 40 thieves, them 40 criminals. It done. Take back with things them with them tech, with no business. Continue.
Mr. Speaker, about 80% of the fast-growing occupations require the mastery of maths and scientific knowledge and skills. These include information communications-based industries, including software development and animation. It also includes biotechnology and nutraceuticals, among others.
Mama Pia talk about real jobs now. They don't tell about call centers. We talk bush.
Jamaica to go forward and become more competitive in these areas, we need our people to embrace STEM activities. The work of the Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Science and Technology and Mining to build up our STEM capacity is so important. As I share with you some of the STEM activities taking place, you'll immediately see the linkages to the development of our creative industries through innovation and content production. Mr. Speaker, over the last 3 years, approximately 24,000 tablets have been distributed free of cost to students.
You hear what she do? I know them they mess up the economy. She don't work for you. And you come with him lie and then come sink it.
To students and teachers in 38 educational institutions under the government's 1.4 billion tablets in schools pilot project. And one school from my constituency that was, to get it, is Selassie. Oh, I welcome the students from Haile Selassie, a school named in honor of His Imperial Majesty, Haile Selassie. These educational institutions include pre-primary schools, primary schools, all age, and junior high school, junior high, teachers college, and a special teachers college and a special education institution. Today we have in the house, sitting in the gallery, 7 students from the Haile Selassie High School in Southwest St. Andrew. And they have their tablets. So they are proudly showing off their tablets. Yes. And if they seem to be not very attentive to what is happening in the house, they are watching my presentation from their tablets. Online, watching my presentation and tweeting messages to their friends. Through the Universal Service Fund, some 205 community access points have been established at a cost of $605 million. All 156 secondary schools, which are now equipped with computer labs and broadband technology, will benefit further from interactive whiteboards. There has been the training of 335 high school principals and heads of department to lead the math revolution. Over 700 teachers were trained in various subjects to improve their technical expertise. $40 million worth of technical training equipment has been provided to schools. A national math policy and program is being implemented to achieve 85% proficiency in maths at the grade 4 level by 2018. Thank you, Minister of Education. It is also encouraging, Mr. Speaker, to see that the private sector is involved in this drive to improve the performance of our students in the important subject of maths. Every parent knows that having passes in maths increases their child's ability to get better jobs. Through our investment in these STEM subjects, we are helping families to lift themselves out of poverty through education.
Yeah, out of poverty, when we get about from poverty to prosperity through education. Education, I commanded it say. You know, you should tell about no picnic at night, just to protect them. And just say, Radam, 15 years, one little boy. Eh? Him a leader? I'm not kidding me, man.
This is transformation at work. We are progressing to prosperity. We have quite some way to go.
You hear with the prosperity where I run with door. You hear where I get it from? Okay.
But we are indeed moving in the right direction. We are moving forward. Mr. Speaker, just last month, I attended a special event showcasing the products of our nutraceutical industry, which is another important science-based sector. Over 50% of the plants identified worldwide as having medicinal properties are found in Jamaica. We also have some of the best healing waters in the world. Rockfort Mineral Springs, Milk River in Clarendon, Bath in St. Thomas. And that's why I gave instructions for them to know, look at them for some serious development so that they can also be marketed alongside our tourism as part of our tourism product. Again, we commend the scientific community for their work in this area. We are ensuring that these national assets are developed in a sustainable and strategic manner in order that our country and our people can derive maximum benefits. We look forward to the benefits to be derived from the medical marijuana.
No, the medical marijuana there, you know, as them come in, Andrew them, the first, them just take it and put it in an Owen-Ellington and think that them export the first ganja. You see it? After Portia, them set it up, including Mark, because them drop the legislation set speed. Yeah? And that's how them do.
What we know as ganja, as medicine, we are moving forward. Science, technology, and the new creativity revolutions are directly related to each other. Many creative activities are now internet-based. Music, film, animation, special events, sport, broadcasting, and other areas are heavily reliant on technology for the delivery, certainly for the delivery and trade of creative and cultural products and services. This is why we have paid such close attention to the development of the cultural and creative ecosystem and economy. Mr. Speaker, this year, this government has budgeted over $2.6 billion across ministries in support of the creative economy. Of this, the Ministry of Youth and Culture and its agencies will receive an allocation of approximately $1.2 billion for ongoing cultural programs. $6 million has been allocated for implementation of programs of the Ministry of Tourism and Entertainment, including craft enhancement. This is an increase of over the approximately $11 million allocated the previous years. This is over that financial year. Through the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce, approximately $83 million has been allocated for cultural and creative industries related activities. The Ministry of Science, Technology, Energy and Mining, budget related to creative industries, including specific reference to the nutraceuticals and animation industry, is $184 million. The government's budget for sports exceeds $593 million. $10 million has been allocated to the work that seeks to coordinate cultural and creative industries across ministries through the Commission. We are moving forward with new approaches and new ways of thinking to spur growth, investment, and jobs. Mr. Speaker, sport is very important. This sector exemplifies what is possible when we are strategic and consistent in our planning and implementation. I have long said that sport is the most powerful unifying force in the entire world, seconded only by music. Our enthusiasm for sport never dies. Sport is also big business. We continue to develop strategies which include the expansion of infrastructure to facilitate growth in this sector. In August last, I switched on the floodlights at the Sabina Park Cricket Complex at a cost of $303.9 million. This project was made possible through a bilateral agreement between the government of Jamaica and the government of India. Funds were utilized from our bilateral partner, the Tourism Enhancement Fund, and the Consolidated Fund. The project was managed by the Urban Development Corporation. We have opened up new opportunities for the city of Kingston. And I now invite members of the private sector to take advantage of the fact that this facility and others are now open for business and can be put to work to generate income for the maintenance of these facilities. Investment in sport infrastructure continues during 2015. 2016 with several other major projects, including the reconstruction of the running track and infield at G.C. Foster College of Physical Education and Sport at a cost of $168 million. We have also implemented the high school sport infrastructure improvement project. $250 million is being invested in the upgrading of physical infrastructure, sporting facilities in 24 schools over a 2-year period. We established Jamaica Sport, which is a technical working group we established for Jamaica Sport, with linkages between the Ministry of Tourism and Entertainment and the Office of the Prime Minister. We'll coordinate and develop sport tourism locally and leverage brand Jamaica. Mr. Speaker, the Jamaica Athletics Association and the Minister work together on the Jamaican Athletes Insurance Plan and will also become a reality 2015-2016. An actuary has been engaged and stakeholder consultation has begun to discuss the results of the actuarial study. Everywhere I travel, it doesn't take very long for the name Usain Bolt to come up in conversation. Brand Jamaica has become synonymous with our sportsmen and women and our musicians. And we should honor them and be grateful and thank them for their contribution, lifting Jamaica, this tiny dot on the map, to be an outstanding country known globally. And so, as a result of this consistent effort over time, we now boast a constellation of stars, including Ambassador Shelley-Ann Fraser-Price, Veronica Campbell-Brown, Asafa Powell, Javon France, just to name a few of our athletes. I'll get into trouble if I continue. We must not forget that we also have flag bearers in our gold medal swimmer, young Atkinson. Alia Atkinson, and WBA Super World Featherweight title holder, Nicholas the Axeman Walters. We're not stopping. We're moving forward to investment, job creation, and growth. We have taken a sector where the emphasis has traditionally been on recreation, wellness, and spectacle, and have begun to provide an enabling environment, Mr. Speaker, and improve physical facilities with a view to developing a viable industry. From the building of the National Stadium to the establishment of the G.C. Foster College of Physical Education, the Sports Development Foundation, InSport and Chase Fund, to the tabling of the National Sports Policy in 2013, we have taken Jamaican sport to the world. We did it for sport. Our sportsmen and women did it for Jamaica. And so we'll do it for other emerging industries, including the creative and science-based industries. Mr. Speaker, Jamaica's strong international partnerships are being pursued through trade, investments, and people-to-people exchanges. We remain faithful to our commitments to the economic advancement and social development of our people within the Caribbean community, other regional groupings, and to our obligations as responsible member of the global community of nations. On behalf of the people and government of Jamaica, I wish to acknowledge all our bilateral and multilateral partners. In 2014, we strengthened our cooperation with our partners in the United States of America, Canada, and the UK in areas such as financial services, trade, investment, tourism, security, and human rights. At the same time, the Petro-Caribbean Agreement continues to shine as a beacon of cooperation between our two countries, Venezuela and Jamaica. Jamaica will host the 10th anniversary of Petro-Caribbean Summit in Montego Bay in September 2015. This special summit will be convened against the backdrop of the 200th anniversary of the famous Jamaica letter written in Kingston by the Venezuelan liberator Simon Bolivar. The 50th anniversary of diplomatic relations between Jamaica and Venezuela and the opening of the Simon Bolivar Cultural Center in Kingston later this year will take place this year later. The upcoming Summit of the Americas, to be held in Panama City next month, will mark a defining moment with historic participation of Cuba. Jamaica continues to be appreciative of the development assistance provided by EU member states, individually and collectively. Jamaica's economic development is also benefiting from the Overseas Investment Trust of and grant funding from the People's Republic of China. Last year, Jamaica and Japan celebrated the 50th anniversary of diplomatic relations, and renewed our mutual commitment to further cultural and economic cooperation. Diaspora relations constitute an important part of our international focus. Mr. Speaker, this year we will convene the 6th biennial Jamaica Diaspora Conference from the 14th to 18th June 2015 in Montego Bay under the theme Jamaica and the Diaspora, Linking for Growth and Prosperity. Mr. Speaker, Jamaica will continue to actively...
Yeah, because them have more respect to the diaspora. You talk to them, you don't want to bully them and put a terrible long tongue at the end and them can fire people. If you fire people in the diaspora, you hear that? Eh? Yeah, yeah. Them reach out to everybody and them break it down. Portia Simpson Miller break down everything with them do every money with them spend a thing. And them chop things. Not
participate in the deliberations on the Sustainable Development Goals leading to an agreement on a post-2015 development agenda. In order to advance our positions on the new development agenda, cooperation is critical at the regional level as we engage with CARICOM partners, the Community of Latin America and the Caribbean States, CELAC, and the Group of Small Island Developing States. Jamaica continues to nurture its relationships with its good neighbors and good friends. Our foreign relations and activities continue to be a strategic element of our growth and development agenda. Mr. Speaker, the education reform program that we have embarked on seeks to strengthen all elements of our education system, early childhood, primary, secondary, and tertiary. There's much more to do, even as we have seen great successes across the spectrum of our education system, and I pause to commend the Minister and his team. While there's much to say and many great stories to tell, I will leave the details to our Minister of Education. There's an area I must speak to, however, which is essential to the growth agenda. That is our emphasis on productivity and training. An important part of any growth strategy is an educated and trained population. Good. Especially in the relevant areas that will lead to more and better paying jobs for our people.
Yeah, people.
We have to train our people to be able to perform in traditional sectors, the emerging sectors I have described, and for the global labor market. Among some programs being pursued by the Ministry of Education are the provision of TVET kits, which places greater emphasis on vocational training in 60 of our high schools. The introduction of new TVET programs in two additional skills areas in 2014. Hydroponics, and customer service. The registered apprenticeship program, which was launched, this was launched just last year, is benchmarked against international standard. Minister, congratulations. 14,000 participants have been provided with free access to Heart NTA Level 1 and Level 2 programs at Community Training Institute.
When you hear the free, they matter about free at first. Level 1, Level 2, they free. 14,000. Yeah, still Andrew come and free up us Level 4 now. And I think them go Level 3. And free, and come and I run off him out. Like him first, at this and we free. No, she did do it already. It did happen already.
Institutes. 5 new CAPE subjects have been added. that have immediate relevance to job opportunities. These new subjects are tourism, agricultural science, entrepreneurship, performing arts, physical education, and sports. The Heart Trust NTA is being repositioned to focus on the creation of a comprehensive national training agency to drive workforce development. Mr. Speaker, I have outlined some of the strategies my administration has been taking as we move forward to growth. Mr. Speaker, we know where we are going. We are moving forward. More investment, more jobs, more opportunities for our people, more growth. Mr. Speaker, growth is the imperative of an entire nation. We are all in this thing together. We have laid the foundation. We are now confident that growth will be accelerated as more entrepreneurs formalize their businesses. The growth will be even more obvious as more local and overseas business persons choose to invest in Jamaica. The growth will be more undeniable as we all make the commitment to increase our productivity, follow up our ideas with action, and get the wheels of progress turning. The growth agenda is Jamaica's agenda. Whether you grow ginger or make music, whether you do nails or drive a taxi, whether you are in big business or small or medium sized, private or public sector, you are part of the growth agenda. Your growth agenda is our agenda. Mr. Speaker, the economic foundations of our country are much stronger today than they were when we took office in 2012. Jamaica is a much better place. Things are not perfect, but we are making progress. We are moving forward with jobs. We are moving forward with investments. We are moving forward with growth and development. That is what we're working for. Everything that this administration does is grounded in the belief in equality of opportunity and equity. Those are the principles and ideals that are at the core of our philosophy as a government. Equality of opportunity and equity are what our ancestors dreamed of when they were shackled as slaves. These are the principles Marcus Garvey wrote and spoke about. Norman Manley advocated for and acted during his tenure in government. These are the principles Sir Alexander Bustamante agitated for, Nanny of the Maroons fought for, and Sam Sharp, Paul Bogle, and George William Gordon died for.
Notice how them stay. Now play Patterson later too, I hear him big up. Because this is how them stay. Them just show some respect na what happen. This guy blackout, Portia Simpson and PJ Patterson. You hear me just say even Bustamante too? All right.
When I leave here this evening, I will travel to New York to join world leaders at the unveiling of the permanent memorial to honor the victims of slavery and the transatlantic slave trade.
So she tell you shall I leave this evening and where shall I go? No, you don't see people turn up, nobody not talk to you again. Me tell you Jamaica not running.
This takes place tomorrow at the United Nations. This was an initiative that the Jamaican government supported strongly, spoke about, made representation. Once again, Jamaica took the lead to propose to the world that the notions of equity and equality of opportunity must be upheld. Must be upheld. We hold fast to those principles. That is why, Mr. Speaker, our progressive agenda will not be constrained by labels. Development is our doctrine. Increasing jobs, our aim. Sustainable growth is our mission. This is a pivotal period in the history of our beautiful country. We're operating in a world of change and challenge. We have come this far, lifted by the resilient spirit of the Jamaican people. We are a progressive people, and we must move forward and not be deterred. We must continue to build on the foundation laid over the past 3 years. We are not there yet, but as a nation of God-fearing people, we can say, hitherto hath the Lord helped us. 1 Samuel 7 verse 12. Let us not magnify the problems, but instead magnify our achievements. We shall not be depressed, defeated, or depleted. There is a light shining in us that the world cannot put out. I call on my Jamaican people, my brothers and sisters, let us stay the course. Let us find that inner strength to push forward. The mountain top is not far away. It is in sight, and together we will get there victorious. We are determined, and we can accomplish what we will. We're moving forward, onward and upward to a better Jamaica and a stronger and more prosperous people. God bless Jamaica. God bless you all. Love you. God bless you.
Okay, good. Great. So people, let me just move the great honorable Portia Simpson Miller. When I hear something, when I hear she mention say, our party do the most. We, the JLP, our party, the party of substance. When I hear she mention how she talk about the government. And when it didn't mash up, she set it back. Yeah, she about we do this and that, but the houses done. She tell you everywhere where them there. She line them out. When she travel, she tell you where she go and everything. When you hear them thing there, be arrogance right now. And John a leader. Jamaican people have to wake up. Select setter, choppers, criminal pirates. Yes. Everything that bad. Line up themselves. Gas station, apartment, this, that, and that, leave out the people them completely. Leave them out completely. Now I got to strike 5 right now, because one of my detectives going to call me. Yeah, but upon my life, I'm turning it down still. Why go on? That gun, man. That gun. I'll talk about that right now. I'm soon call it back. Yeah, man. Detective. Remember me there all over the place. My phone name is like quite useful. No, when you talk about them do PR with Mama P. Where the G2K them run out and they put up, you have to do this and that, and some people follow me and say, no. Me tell you, she more caring and she do what she do. They mash up the place. And when they mash up the place, she have built it back, she and Peter Phillips and the whole crew. Mark Walling was there. Even the ganja thing, see who they make carry out the first ganja? They mash up Peter Tosh, they mash up artists, the ganja, mash up enough ganja farmer, but them gave a police commissioner. Where at schoolboy Richie with him, where them say, you know, in law, well, right now they are prison for cocaine. The drugs in other state. Cocaine. Yeah? Cocaine. Schoolboy Richie. So schoolboy Richie, in anything for this, and him and Danville Barker, they send out the first set of things. Them do PR and draw down Sister P like she had the verse, Mama P had the verse, and something you still look what she do. You never hear she said, no. You know, like how Holness come and Radam, when a little boy is gonna catch a one, catch you know. And I think I did it. I think I did it. Hope so. Because them are can artists. Them are not politicians for Jamaica sake. You know, say them are for themselves. She thank everybody, whether you're a small businessman, they saw. Like what she said, the one that grew and grew out. And much people start from around 3. And remember over 700. And she big up Usha, big up. She even big up the PSOJ. She not even nobody. She big up the diaspora too. She thank them. And she tell her what she do. And that great. If you salute her. I'm not bring Patterson too. But this nastiness. If ever people like Mandy and them same people here, you couldn't go here and much as in the parliament. You couldn't go the here. Because Buster kill people. Buster send and kill people because of them here. That's like apartheid. Him say to you can just go look, go Google it and look it up in the paper. Anything when a wall in a Barnett Street lock up, it can hold in a book cemetery. And people do die. If you just go here and not lock it. Eh? That can't be no evil for me, Ronnie. I'm not doing nothing else. Or if you turn a man in a evil for kill one Jamaican for them here. And then turn a evil. And say I found in what? Eh? Get rid boy up. Me I come mash up straight now. I remember now me have crab for go mash up, but me have so much story for go cover. Because crab run out to the defense. And the guy will come out with the 2 invoice. Because I receive them that invoices. Like when you have the work, you write your invoice book, you don't write somebody, you do a work for them and you write the invoice and then them that pay a fee. And 2 different I remember I know. 2 separate invoice, but inside the same one. Then them go write and everything. Remember we have the whole proof. Same like the Granny Subaru and Crab run out. The National Security Minister and Deputy Prime Minister run out in a paper about apology. You know, see my either too. We have to burn him out straight for that. And him run per radio station. You tell me if him have sense. Eh? That's why I tell you, said them be a corruption them in, you know. I try to both ear and ears to do apology. Apologize for wrongdoing. That guy is not a businessman. That guy is a criminal too. You understand? And Will's not criminal. The whole of them are including Crab. We soon come deal with them. We soon forward enough because I come mash up the DPP. A long time we are saying it to them. Long time. So we get Google Gaga. We have that one here. Who else we have? Because we have some other thing upon the streamline there. Because we don't put them on there now. We soon forward here. All right. Cool.